Hey guys, can you hear the embroidery machine? Because it's almost done. I was trying to wait for it to be done. And it annoys me. It annoys me so much when I'm trying to be live. So let me know if you can hear me. And let me know if that's really, really loud. I think it literally has maybe 1 minute left of what I'm going to do during the live. So thank you guys for being here. If you are new here, I'm Marilyn, and here in a minute it's going to be quiet so you can hear me. But what we're going to do tonight is a rhinestone template. So let me look at this. I think it's done. I'm going to wait and see if somebody tells me about the noise. Bobby, here's me. Bobby, thank you. I emailed you. I love it. I'm figuring out. I'm figuring out how to use them for paper piecing. I love these. I love this. I love the 3 of those. Thank you very, very much. All right, everything sound okay? Hey, Merlinda. Let me go ahead and say hi. But let me know about that sound. Hey, Janet. Welcome. Oh, I cannot spotlight comments because I wasn't going to go on this tonight. Let me just look at the comments, but I won't be able to spotlight them unless I change things. Hey, Victoria's Creation, Sharon Davenport, DB, Rosalind McElveen, hey, Tanya and Zelda, Marlene, Debbie Deshawn, welcome. Denise Lewis, welcome. Hey, Smart. Hey, Sylvia. And Martha, Arlene, Daisy, Willie. Hey, Jess. I'm driving to a soccer game, Jess. So I have the design. Hey, I think it's finished with what I'm going to do. I have the design that we're going to do in the embroidery Zoom on Saturday, partially done in Silhouette, and then I'll change it or I'll convert it into a digital file. But what I'm doing is it's a bell, and I'm going to do one with a J, one with an O, one with a Y. And the bell, the main body of the bell will be applique. It'll have probably a circle around it. I hear a phone ringing. Anyway, I'll put some details in soon. But you're not going to need anything special unless you want to put some of that cellophane paper behind it, which isn't going to be required. But there really isn't anything special that you're going to need. But let me take this off. Let me take this off the machine so I can show you what I have so far. And I had quite the issue earlier. You know, you should listen to your embroidery machine because when they sound weird, something's wrong. And my black thread was looped over around the needle area beside it. And so let me show you what that did. You can still see the design's okay, and I fixed the black so it worked for the bats and the eyes of this. But see all these really loose, loopy things? That's before I realized what the issue was. So I fixed it after this stippling, and then everything else was fine. But that is for a 5x7 hoop, and I'm going to put that in the members tab later tonight. I think I like how it turned out. I tried 3 different variations of it, and I think I like this one the best. And then I haven't ironed it yet, so you can see it doesn't sit right because it hasn't been ironed yet. But then this is 4x4 friendly. So those will go in the members tab probably tonight. Today is Tim's birthday, so it's not going to be a super live or a super long live. Let me set this aside. Okay, let me get a drink. I feel like I can settle down now with all that noise with it gone. I have water here. I have fizzy water here. All right, so here is what we're doing tonight. Obviously, I like the word hey. The template I'm going to do, the outline, let me see. That's the outline of the little ghost and the eyes. And then the ghost is all filled in. And then, there goes my DTF printer. The outline of the word "Hey Boo" will go inside there. And first I filled it in and I really didn't like it. I didn't like all this and all that. So that's how I ended up settling with the design. And for the little ghost, because he's a boo, we're going to use Booty Berry. Beauty Berry, but Booty Berry for tonight. We're going to use Beauty Berry for the word "Hey Boo." It's got to really stand out on this black shirt, and up against this, I am using Neon White AB. And then for the outline, I am using Silver Crystal Metal Lights. So let me get caught up. I know I said hi to Martha, Daisy, Willie, and Jess. That's where I left off. So hey, Addie. And Bobby, thanks again. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Eve. Gonna be in the shrubs, cutting out templates. Hey, Retired Crafter 22. And Faye. And Michelle Brown, welcome. Hey, Precious Pieces, Nicole. Hey, Quilt Wench. Thanks for being here. All right. Hey, Connie. And Beverly. Hey, Nealon. Katrina. Hey, Rosetta. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Jessie. Oops, it just jumped on me. It jumped on me. I saw Coretta in there. Let me go back up a little bit. Porgy Town. Donzel, Angela Williams, Angel B, Kristen, Demps, Monique. Okay. Hey, Keisha. I think I'm kind of caught up, so we are going to go ahead and get started. Oh, okay. So I've been running around here just trying to get ready. I did put this in my Etsy shop just right before the live, maybe 10, 15 minutes before the live. I'm going to use a black shirt. Like I said, I'm going to use Beauty Berry, which tonight I'm calling Booty Berry. It is a purpley pink or a pinkish purple. For the outline, I'm going to use Silver Crystal Metal Lights. What that means, if you're new here, is the outside is metal and then the inside is crystal. So with this color, it's silver on silver, so you can't really tell that. If anybody wants me to, I can grab another color of metal light so you understand what it looks like a little bit more. So I have like a pink, silver, I don't remember what the color was called, but it's silver on the outside and pink on the inside. And they're unique and they're really pretty. And then Neon White AB. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, what do you think about the fact that I lose everything? Okay. What do you think about this design, which has the bats added to it, versus that design is just plain? Which one do you like better? Hey, Patrice. Thanks, Demps. Hey, Terry. Do you like having the extra bats or plain better? And actually, if you wanted to, you could just skip those bats and you could do it plain. So again, later tonight, I'll put the 4x4 and the 5x7 hoop-friendly designs in a members post. All righty. Hey, Jennifer, you like the bats? Thank you. Kristen likes bats, 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 bats. Okay. Hey, Doris, I'm being weird. If I missed you, I apologize. Michelle likes the extra bats. Bats for sure. Okay. That is what I will post. All right. So I have my shirt. I'm going to turn this on. I've been using it all afternoon. And it was on just a little bit ago, so it should be about ready. For the first time, I used fabric markers on one of my mug rugs. That's wonderful. Wonderful. I love it. I have a new embroidery shelf over there. I'm doing a short on it. I'll have that up soon. All right. You're getting your nails done and can't type. Well, please don't type. I don't want you to mess up your nails. And I see there's a little bit of stuff on this shirt, so I should have my lint roller. Let's see if I can beat this thing. Like by the time it comes back up in 15 seconds, we'll see if I'm back. Without falling over anything. Okay. Hey, Patricia. Let's go. I'm coming back. Okay, it was close. It was close, but I made it. Keisha, I don't think so unless Patrice's Zoom ran out of room. But she hasn't said that it's full. And hey, pretty eyes. Let's see. Hey, Hernique. So let's see. I don't really want Patrice typing. Demps, could you go back to last week's live and see if you see the Zoom link or on Patrice's YouTube channel or anything like that? It is going to be, let me see what time we said. I think it's 6 Central. 5 Central. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So we'll try to get that link up here in just a little bit. All right, this is a Gildan heavy cotton shirt. Get these at Michael's for $2.99. I know I've said it before, but these are not the heavy cotton shirts of 3 years ago. These are so much nicer to me. Just embroidery, Stacy. Unless Patrice comes up with something that's sewing, but I think it's just embroidery. And I'm doing a bell. One will have a J, one will have an O, and one will have a Y. So if you want to make, you know I've lost something besides my mind. There it is. If you want to make 3, let's say joy, you can. You can do it after the live too, that's fine. Ooh, I need some black rhinestones. Okay, let me go ahead and get these brushed in. Hey Joyce, welcome. Okay, so I am just covering up his little eyes. I need one more little piece of tape. I just reuse a lot of tape. I'm going to cover those eyes. Then I'm going to brush in the outline. And then before I lift up the stones in the outline, I'm going to add some black stones in his eyes. Let me see if I back up if you can see it better. There we go. So here's what we look like. And my outline is the silver crystal metal lights. Now metal lights are a little bit less tall. They're a little bit shorter than the other stones. And so when you're using metal lights, it's best if you can press those, which is a good reason why I won't be doing the eyes at the same time. It's best if you can press those first because they are a little shorter. So for this template, I'll go ahead and do the outline. Then, so I know the eyes are in the right place, I'll do the fill. Then I can either do the words or the eyes next. Those two, the order of those two won't matter. So we're going to start with the outline. Hey, Danny. Cutting flock. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Keisha. So the design is, it's in the listing. So I put my file size in the name of the file, the grouped file. I put it in the name of the file as well as in the listing. Now, I do not have yet, because I didn't have time to get it done, I don't have yet in the listing the number of stones, but I will add that tonight as well. So I need to add the number of stones in this and do the members post. And as soon as I get off of here, we're going to eat and do cards and cake for Tim's birthday. So it'll be late. It'll be late by the time I do that. But if you decide to get this template before then, and then you want to see how many stones it has in it, you can go back to Etsy and buy that. Let's see. Maybe Patrice might have made a post, just a post about it. Because you know what? Last week, it might have been in my chat versus in the description. Why did I think I put it in the video description? Oh, you know what? I can go find an email from Patrice. And then I can drop it in there. Let's see. Let's see if I find it pretty quickly. Yes, here it is. Now, this does require that you register in advance. And so you'll register with the link that I'll drop here. And then once you register, you should just almost immediately get back an email with whatever email you put in there. So let me drop this, and if somebody doesn't mind trying the link, see if it works, that would be wonderful. Hey, C-Mills. Hey, our Lovelanders, thank you. Your fellow Libra. Hey, Lena Doyle Crafting. All right, so if somebody doesn't mind clicking on that, even if you're not going to do the Zoom, just click on it and see if it gets you to where you would register if you were going to attend. And I'm making something that is 4x4 friendly as well as 5x7. It'll be similar, you know, it'll be the same design almost, kind of like what I did with the mug rugs with the Hey Boo. So on the 4x4, it's just the ghost and the words Hey Boo. Whereas on the 5x7, I had room to make it all bigger, plus to put the bats on there. So it'll be something similar to that. It worked awesome. Now, Kristen, you might be able to like hand free motion quilt it. Cut out a bell design, a J, that kind of thing if you want to. Because I know you're very handy. Why am I looking back there for what I need? I know you're very handy at that. Hey, Ramona. Slide the project toward me. I'm going back a little bit more. Okay, does that look good? I think that looks pretty good. Hey, Dee, welcome. So I have three holes I need to fill in. If you're just coming in, I'm doing the outline of a new design. And it's Hey Boo, kind of like my mug rug. Stay with the theme there. And right now I'm using a layer of what's called metal light stones. There's a metal ring around the outside of them, and the inside is a crystal stone. In this case, I'm doing clear crystal. So it's silver on the outside and then clear crystal on the inside. Oops, there. Yep. The dimensions, Keisha, they are, let me see, Jim's put it in there, so let me click on it and the dimensions will be right there. So, learn more about this items. Okay, 10.203 inches wide by 10.478 inches tall. So it's not a huge design, but it's all filled in. So it's going to look like a good sized design. Thank you, Dimps. Hey, Denise. Welcome. Now, when I put my hot fix transfer tape down, it might stick to the, it might stick to that tape. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and remove the tape first. And again, because these metal lights aren't as tall as the other stones, I want to press them first so that they get good pressure. Because let's say you put the taller stones on first and then you press these, your pressure's not going to get down to these quite as much as it would otherwise. Now, people have done it, and if you have some squish in your press, it's probably okay. But I think this is like this is the way that I think you would want to do it if you can. All right. I think I pre-pressed my shirt already. Get it. And I'm going to put my stones up. Oh, that is probably bigger than the Joy Extra. Yes. And the file without the word "Hey Boo" with it separate isn't quite as wide, but I don't know how large the Joy Extra cuts. What's the cutting field for the Joy Extra? I got the Joy, and honestly, that's probably, and some people love their Joys, but it's probably one of the only things I would say I wouldn't get again. Hey, Erica. And Dimps, are you coming on tomorrow morning? Oh, sorry. I know that's loud. Oops, left a stone behind. Let's pick that back up. So to do that, you just press your transfer tape back down and push harder on it. If it doesn't come up again, you take more drastic measures. All right. Now, I can get this slanted the way I want it because that tape is straight right there. Sorry, the tape is straight right there. So I want that straight on my shirt. I don't want to, cock it sideways or anything, which wouldn't be that big of a deal because there's nothing on this design that's actually straight. Not the words. Are the words straight? Well, hold on. Maybe the words are straight. Maybe those words are straight. I think I'm confusing it with my mud rag. Try it on your lock lick. Does anybody else in here have the lock lick or lock leak or however you say it? And if so, have you had success at cutting rhinestone flock with it? Okay. The shirt doesn't look like it's quite squared up. It's not quite squared up. It's going to be fine. It's going to be good enough. Hi, Diane. Oh, okay. What was put winches? Okay. So this sticky sheet is hot fix transfer tape. So when you're doing a vinyl craft, so a craft where, well, like my car decals that I made, and you cut vinyl, you weed the vinyl, then you have a transfer tape that you put on the front of it. You lift up your vinyl with that transfer tape, then you stick it to your car window, and then you peel back that transfer tape. That is a different transfer tape than this is. This has to be a tape that withstands heat. And so this is called hot fix transfer tape. Hot fix is the type of stone that we're using. And so there's at least two types of rhinestones. One is a hot fix, which is a stone that you adhere to your things by heating up the glue that's already on the back. Then there's also flatback rhinestones. A flatback rhinestone, if you ever see me drinking out of my tumbler that has, or my tumbler that has the rhinestones all over it, those are flatback. And with a flatback rhinestone, you're actually adding your own glue. Let's see. About 6 inches. Pretty close. Pretty close. We're going to call it good. Make sure it's relatively straight. It looks straight to me. Not gonna stress out tonight about it. Hey, Shay Shay. And there are different brands of hot fix tape. I'm trying to think of what Eve calls hers. Tacky tape, sticky tape. But I have Eve's website listed because that's where the stones are from. So she has flock, like the purple flock that I use, that's from Eve's store. And then she has some transfer tape. And of course she has rhinestones and other things. Tacky tape. Thank you, Eve. You're welcome, Quilt Lynch. That's kind of how I feel at the, I'm better now, but at the embroidery lives where I see you, I'm like, what? But I'm better now. On mute for a minute while I make a work call. Okay, thanks, Keisha. Not devil tape. Stacy calls it devil tape because she hates it. She thinks it's evil. And it is at first. So when you first start out, if you start out in rhinestones, do smaller designs. Actually, like hat size designs. Let's see, what else? Oh, I only have 2 of them up here. I might have one in the drawer. So half-size designs, that's a bear. That was kind of hard to see. It's really cute, but it's hard to see. But smaller designs are so much easier because there's not as much wiggle in the transfer tape. They're just really, really easy to learn on. All right, so here's what we have so far. Just the outline. So next thing we're going to put in is the guts of a ghost. And that's the one that I'm using Booty Berry for. Booty Berry. Okay, so I want to tape off my words. Yes. That's funny, Stacy. This is very, very cute, ma'am. That's clever. Okay, I see that I left under this a flock dot. The flock dots are the little circles that come out. And I accidentally left a flock dot under there. So that might give me a tiny bit of drama, but it'll work out. It just might give me a tiny bit of drama. And maybe after the live, I'll try to peel it up and get that out from under there. Or maneuver it to a hole and pull it up through the hole. Give me a minute. I'm going to try that right now. So, you try to drag it over. Oh, there it is. Huh? I got it. I got it. And I believe it was Angel B that coined the term flock dot. You're not new, but you still think it's the devil tape. Now I can't get that dot off my finger. I find these dots everywhere. And when I mean, or when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. What's Stacy making? Oh, okay. Stacy, have you started your bookshelf quilt yet? Because I haven't. I have to finish my Christmas tree one. And then I started that other quilt block, but I don't think I'm going to do a full quilt on that. That one that's fall colors. It's gorgeous, but I want to move on to something else. I want to move on to the bookshelf. Diane, you think it's the devil's tape too? Now these stones that I'm using right now, the Beauty Berry is what they are. So I don't want to say it wrong and you're looking for Booty Berry. Well, I want to say it wrong, but I'll say it the way it should be. Beauty Berry hot pick stones. These are in the, what do you call it, Eve? The metallic group, the metallic family, the chrome. Maybe they're called chromes. And I'm not even sure if she still sells them. Maybe she'll let us know if she can. I know she's really busy cutting out templates. I guess that she's getting ready for Bling Fest. This is a really, really pretty color. I really wanted to do just a pink ghost. But I felt like I should have more contrast between my ghost and my words, hey boo. So I went with something a little darker, which is this Beauty Berry. And then the outline around it will help set it off. Hey, Yolanda, thanks for coming. Let's see, if you have issues with the tape, as Marilyn says, try on a smaller template, but also rub the tape with a dryer sheet before using it. What she's talking about, I think, is rub the top of the tape. So, because some people find that the stones want to jump up onto the tape from static. And so I believe what she is saying is if you rub the non-sticky, the top part of it with a dryer sheet, then it can help release some of that static or decrease the amount of static that it causes. Okay, Stacy says that really does work. Danny, yes. Yes. It's crazy. And I have found them in my sheets because I know they're attached to me. And then somehow in the night they detach and then there they are in my bed. Not a whole lot of them, but I've had that happen. I've found them in even more interesting areas. But I won't go there. And then Tim will find them on some of his stuff. Like, how do you get transferred there? I'll find them on the closet floor. Okay, I think I have them pretty well filled up. So now we need to brush off the excess stones. So to do that, just really soft movements to try to get those extra ones off. You don't want to push too hard. You don't want to be real heavy-handed, but you do have to push hard enough that it gets them loose from inside the other stones. So from the cracks and crevices of the other stones. Hey, Robin. Oh, thread is worse than flock dots for you. Yeah, thread gets everywhere. And then it wants to mess up your vacuum sweeper. You have to stop and deal with that. Now, did Eve say if these are chrome? Hey, Uni and Meredith, welcome. Because I missed it if she did, and I missed if she still sells Beauty Berry. So if you know, let me know. Your Roomba is not a fan either. Tim got a Roomba at a conference he went to. I think I told that story. His friend won it. And I was talking to Tim on the phone and I was all jealous about it. And his friend gave it to Tim. I was like, oh my goodness, we owe him big time. But my Roomba's name is Rosie from the Jetsons. Okay. She still sells the Beauty Berry. And she said they're part of the metalites. Let's see. Hold on. Eve, are these chrome? The Beauty Berry? So now I'm just going and finding the extra stones, removing them, and then filling in the blank spots. Hey Lolo. Chrome Stones Metallic. My Roomba is called Puck since it looks like a hockey puck. Puck is stuck. That's funny. Poor little Puck is stuck. Oh, Dimps, I'm sorry. I asked you a question and then I didn't look for the answer. But are you coming on tomorrow morning, or do you have something else that you have to do? Let me see if she answers. Or maybe somebody else saw that she answered earlier. Hey, Visionary Creations. Let me turn this so I can actually pay attention to it. Okay, so I have my ghost all filled in. Whoops, one of them was upside down, and it just, when they're upside down, they pull out more easily. There you go. Put you back. Yes, you are. Awesome. Do you know what you're going to do yet? Okay, I see one little stone that I don't like. So I'm going to take it out and put one in its place. And then we're ready to transfer this. Now this is a lot of stones. And I still get nervous, especially when I'm on live, of picking up this many stones at a time. And your transfer tape will get what I would consider a little bit heavy. I know, this is the icy crystal. I so wanted to do it on this shirt, but I'm not. Okay, let's see. No idea. Okay. Hey, Sharon Banks. So sometime, I can't do it tomorrow, but sometime Dimps and I are going to do the scrunchie or the scrubbies, that where you use that rough, I wouldn't even call it yarn. What is that called? Okay. I have two stones that shifted, so I'm just going to use my fingernail and push them back into place. And then I like to really push my stones down, make sure they are in the spots where they're supposed to be. That looks good. Now let's hope they all lift up. Yes, it is crochet. Dish scrubbies. You guys, I got soap in my eye today. Let's see. Where did he get on the mercury? Oh, quit winch. I'm not sure if that's a dog or a cat, but I went through that with one of our dogs. It was rough. It was just sad. Anyway, I got soap in my right eye today. And ever since I was a kid, I can remember specifically when I was a teenager, I have a blood vessel that shows up fairly predominantly in that right eye. But today was even worse because of the soap. So, whoops. I look like I've been crying. I haven't. I'm all good. It was just soap. Okay, I have several that did not come up down here. So lay them back down so that they're in the right place. And rub on them. So in my shirt Dimps, hold on just a minute. There we go. You know, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, so I gotta get through this and then I can think about it. Okay, so my shirt, you know what? The outline might be this Beauty Berry. It's a chrome. Is there also a pink chrome? That outline may be Beauty Berry. It looks like it. The inside is crystal, icy crystal AB, one of my favorites. So blingy. Look at it when you move. And then the word girl is magenta. Now I didn't like how I used the magenta and the beauty berry being so close to the same, very similar color in the same family, because I think that girl would have stood out more if I would have used a different color for my outline. So in today's template, we're going to try to not have that happen. Alrighty. Come back on computer. Thanks, Stamps. Fuchsia Chrome. That is probably what this is, because it looks very, very similar to Beauty Berry, but it looks more pinkish. So I'll bet I used Fuchsia Chrome. The Beauty Berry is more of a purple pink. Okay. Thanks, Ramona. The design for Hey Girl is also in my store. If you're interested, I have it linked. I have the store linked in the description under the video. And then the template that I'm making now is in there, but in the description, I wasn't able to put the number of stones in it yet. I put something like to be added or will be added because I got it listed right before the live, maybe 10, 15 minutes before the live. All right, so I'm going to take my time. And whoopsie. Remember I said this is heavy for a template? You have a lot of stones in there, and it really wants to just kind of collapse your hot fix transfer tape on you. So you have to be a little careful, and you don't really want to slide your template so much because you can make those stones move a little bit. So you want to try to lift it up and move it like that. Okay, so I see the top half looks good. I'll just lift up the bottom half. See if it falls into place. I'm going to pull my shirt just right over here. And I think that looks good. Oh no. Oh no. Remember when I said the design can't be crooked? Hold on, let me look at this. Is Hey Girl supposed to be straight or is it angled? Oh, it's angled. Never mind, I'm good. I couldn't remember. Between my mud rugs and the shirt, I couldn't remember. So we're good. We're good. We're good. Don't panic. Oh no, I want pinky purple ghost. And then the white is going to be to stand, the words stand out. I wanted to do light pink and orange because have you been in the stores like, where is it, Michael's? And all the pink ghosts, the pink stuff? Man. Okay, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do I want to just do it or do I want to go a little bit lighter? Let me hold it up. Because I don't mind scraping stones off this hot fix transfer tape. But once I press it, it's too late. That's pretty. You guys like that? Or would you go a little bit lighter? Hold on. Hold the phone. I should have grabbed the black when I was in there because I need the black for the eyes. What do you guys think? Keep it. Okay. Christmas. Hey, Fern. Okay, you guys like it okay? We'll just keep it. We'll keep it. That is easier than scraping stones. It is pretty. I can always do another one if I want truly a pink ghost. So press this down. I'm going to grab my black stones so I can have those for the eyes. And then I have two options for the eyes. I brought out jet black, which will be shiny, but it'll be the same color as the shirt, which is okay. And then I brought out jet hematite. So I think black stones. I think the jet black. So let's see how our ghost is shaping up so far. That's pretty. Okay, I like it. I like it. It's cute. Okay, quilt winch said, but watching really had my by now finger twitching. Quilt winch, what press were you looking at? This is a nice press, but the manual ones are great. And you know, on Amazon you can get a manual one for not too much money. You can adjust the pressure to whatever you want it. So anyway, what one were you looking at? Hey, Carrie Crafts. Thank you, Keisha. Hey, Tionda. Okay, black diamond or obsidian. Ooh, you know I ran out of obsidian except for I had a teeny tiny bit left. Let me see. Let me see if I think I have enough. I think I do. I think I have enough. That's plenty. That is plenty for those eyes. Let's go with the obsidian since that's a newer color. Let's do that. Let me set that over there. Get you back out. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do the eyes next. Monique, that was a great idea. Because this obsidian is so blingy that it's really gonna be pretty. Move back so you guys can see it. Looks good. Did I get everything filled? I have one hole. Ooh, those are pretty. So pretty. I have a ton of scraps or used pieces. Like there's a piece I've used before. Perfect size for these eyes. Okay, this morning, what did I miss this morning? I feel like this week I've been absent. It's just been a week. I made it to Kelly's live. I haven't been to any other afternoon lives this week. Okay, the second one, so quilt winch. That's what this is. It's a very nice press. I will always say, my opinion, I will always say spend a little bit of money and get a real pressing mat for it. This is thick, dense, it doesn't give with it. Somebody recently was getting a fold in their shirt because they're the pressing mats that come with them. For some people, not everyone, they break down. I didn't even use mine. I just got rid of it. I might have done one video with it in there, but I might not have. I don't remember. Okay. And I can look up the cost of that little silicone mat. I know I saw them one day. Well, I don't want to say how much because I don't want to be off. Okay, is that going to be dark enough? Should we put darker eyes in there? I feel like that may not be dark enough. I don't think it's the big contrast that I was looking for. So we're going to set you aside. They're beautiful stones, but I know that if I press that, I'd be like, Marilyn, why didn't you use something really dark? So I'm going to go back and redo the eyes. So bear with me, sorry. Thanks, Diane. Thank you. You're welcome, Quilt Wench. And I can look for the one that I bought here in a little bit. I bought 2 of them. They were slightly different prices, different brands, but I mean, almost identical. And they both work phenomenally. They work the same. Okay. I'm going to like this really dark contrast better. Which heat mat? Let me. That was your mat, Eve. Okay. Was it last Sunday night? I just remembered in somebody's live. Let's see. Let me look at my orders. Okay. Oh my gosh. Why does that many orders have the word matte listed in them? There we go. Okay, here are the 2. They're both 15 by 15. They're both 0.33 inches thick. Let me see the price difference. This one is, currently unavailable. This one is $24.99. And it's listed as an Amazon's choice. So let me grab that. Not that you would get it now, Quilt Wench, because if you end up not getting the machine, you won't need it. Bye, Nicole. Have a good time at Bible study. Why is it not going? Why can I not put... Why can't I comment in my own life? That's ridiculous. Let me see if I can say hi. Well, let me say hi. Oh, it's because I'm not... There we go. I thought maybe it's because I'm not a moderator on my own channel. Okay, so there is a link to that if anybody's interested. All right, let's look for another little scrap. This is a big scrap, but it'll be fine. And then after this, we have the words to put in. So it's that 4 layers, 4 layers. If you are doing the outline stones and the eyes in the same height of stone, so not me because I use the metalites, which are shorter, but if you were using the same type of stones, you could do the outline and the eyes at the same time. That would have been my plan until I decided to use metalites. You're welcome. Banned from my life. I don't know what was going on. Okay, is that upside down or is that? Oh my gosh. Now, jet black stones on a black shirt is difficult. Very difficult. Easy to accidentally get them on top of other stones. So what I want to do is really push down to make sure there's no piggybacks. Okay. They're dark. I like them. Maybe hematite would have been better, but I am going to love them. I'm going to love them. Love a man with dark eyes. Love a ghost with dark eyes. Tim has dark eyes. He has brown eyes. Rondrea, that 16 by 20 with the slide out thing is what I have from Fancier Studio. And I got it because Patrice's had one for years. And you know, there's no bells and whistles to them. They're kind of a rugged machine. They work great. And they get the job done. Now, I do not like to use my larger press for everything because I would prefer the sides of my shirt to go off the press. But for certain things, I love it. For placemats, for sublimation floor mats, like your welcome mats. For large things, I love it. Okay. I'm just going to make a mess in here and worry about cleaning it up tomorrow. Okay. Yep, there's our dreamy eyes on the ghost. Hard to see that they're there, but they're there. You're going to get some shine, some texture. Okay, so last layer is our word or our phrase. So we're just going to move this tape up. So now I'm taping the ghost. Whoops, just had a stone fly off my hand. So let me show you. I'm taping above it so that my stones don't get up into anything up here. And so with this template, even though it's 4 layers, the eye is the outline, put those together, and then the inside and the words. I put those together, and I was able to cut it on less than 12 by 12. So it fits on one of these chopping mats, as long as you don't get the Dollar Tree chopping mats, which are good chopping mats, but they're just not as big. Alrighty, so we're going to do neon white AB, and we're going to see how that turns out. Hope it turns out pretty. These are really gorgeous stones too. Hey Kevin, thank you. I can't wait to see the words with it either, Eve. Hope it turns out really nice. I hope it does. Color choices are so important when it comes to having things contrast and stand out where you need them to. So like this shirt with the pink and the pink, not a great idea. I mean, it worked, but it could have been more contrasty. And what I'm talking about is my outline on the word hey is pink, and then the word girl is a darker pink. And I think it probably would have looked a little better if I had more contrast between those 2 layers. Thanks, Eve. She got faith in me. Or faith in the stone, but the stones will work well. Okay. I have a few little things to fix inside here. Whoops, I just knocked one stone out. Okay. Just going to leave a few extras up there. I did. That blue version, yes, it turned out really sweet. Kind of a teal, I think I did. I probably still used the icy crystal. I can't remember. So I'm just removing some excess stones and moving some of the excess stones. And then I have a few stones. I have no idea what I did, but I mixed in something. Oh, I didn't get a flock dot off there. I think I have a flock dot that didn't come off and I didn't notice it till just now. Let me see if I can get that out. There it is. Without popping up all these other stones. There we go. Okay, move those extra stones around. I think this one's upside down. Yep. Have an extra one over here. I can move over to it. And we might be good. If I had my overhead camera on, Jessie would tell me. Okay, I have my black stones over here. Do not mix. Do not mix your stones. I put crystal stones in a Labrador container once. Spent hours going through, and I still, when I use that thing of Labrador, I look at my design and make sure there's no crystal ones that snuck in the design that I didn't get out. All right, looks good. Looks good, looks good. Hey, Penny. All right, let's see if I have a good, not long enough. Long enough, but that feels a little wimpy. I don't like the thin, wimpy stuff as much. Let's try it. Let's try it. I've used it before. It does not have very much sticky on it, so hopefully it has enough sticky on it to lift these. All right, computer, come back on. Hey, Laura. That's why I don't like the wimpy tape. It tends to float up on me. All right, do I have you guys? Do I have you? They did it. They behaved. So it's our last layer. Then I'm going to show those mud rugs again. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about the Zoom on Saturday, and then we'll be done. And I'm going to go spend some time with Tim and have some cake. Cards and cake. Oh, goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Move those over. All right, so let's see what it looks like without the words. Like I said earlier, I tried doing it with the words filled in. I just didn't like it. It was something about it was too much, just too much solid everywhere. And sometimes I have to cut my words apart because the shirts will expand or contract. They'll just get a little out of whack. This looks like it's going to fit in there. Let me do one thing here. Let's pull the shirt over just a little bit. Oops. Looks like it's going to fit in there nicely. I think that's going to show up. I think it's going to show up really well. So if I were doing this on, like I am, a black shirt, for this layer I would use a very, very, very light stone. If I were doing this on a white shirt, for this I would probably use a black stone or a super, super dark stone. And then, you know, your in-between colors, your pinks. It depends. If it's a light pink, you use a super dark color for this layer. Is it a dark pink? Use a super light color for this layer. Kristen, they got lost and it just looked too much. Hey, Sandra. The inside color on the shirt I'm wearing is Icy Crystal AB, and it has become one of my very, very, very favorite stones. Cute. Now remember, it's angled on purpose. It was on purpose. I forgot that earlier. But you guys are ready? Oh, it's so cute. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm glad you guys told me to go ahead and use this Beauty Berry because I think the Beauty Berry has more contrast with the outline and with like the outline of the ghost and the outline of the words. So thank you. You saved me from a design mistake. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so if you're interested in this design, it is somewhere between, well, I said earlier, it's like 10.3 by 10.49 or something up and down. It's in my Etsy shop. I have it listed in the video description, and it is less than 11 by 11. So it is not a humongous design, but it's a good size design. So cute. And look at the eyes. Let me get up there so you see those eyes. So look at those eyes looking at you. So you see a little bit of shine. Whoops, sorry about that. You see a little bit of shine. I think it's better than just leaving the black of the shirt. It gives you a little more dimension. But that is so pretty. So, so pretty. There you go. Ooh, my shimmy, my ghost was shimmying. Okay, so there's that. Let me show you those mug rugs one more time. Thanks, Geneva. Thanks, Retired Crafter. Okay, so here's what was stitching out when the live started. This is a 5x7 hoop-friendly design. What I did, now, if you weren't here, my black was wrapped around part of the needling system beside it. So the very first layer of black, which is the stippling in the outline, it's loose. It's loopy. And then I figured out that I had a problem. The machine sounded weird. And I fixed it and everything else looks great. But this is a mug rug. The way I make my backs is I do the envelope style back. So there's no sewing or no taping down or gluing down or anything later. With this one, I have a placement stitch and a tack down stitch for the actual fabric. And I have got to get a smaller hoop than this. Bigger than 5x5, smaller than this huge one because I waste a ton of stabilizer. So there's a placement and tack down line on this one. For this one, because you're using a small hoop and you're not wasting a lot of stabilizer, I don't have the initial placement or tack down stitch for the outside. So the very first stitch on the 4x4 is, well, it does go around the outside, but it does the crisscross things. So that's the very first step of it. And then, of course, there is a placement and tack down stitch for the ghost. So I'm going to put both of those in a members post tonight after we celebrate Tim's birthday. I will put the number of stones that these layers use. Again, that'll be late tonight. And then for anybody who has not registered for the Zoom, oh, thanks, Stamps. If you're interested in embroidering with Patrice and I and everybody else that's going to be there, but Patrice is hosting it, that is Saturday at 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. And Dem's put the link for you to register in the chat. So get registered. We're going to do some Christmas ornaments. There's nothing special you're going to need. And then we'll provide those designs. I've been working on it today, so maybe I'll post it. Well, I need to post it tomorrow so you can see it ahead of time. And then she can probably share it, the file, in the Zoom. I thought somebody was trying to call me. Okay, so that is it. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Anything they want to ask or say before we leave? Okay, Demps. Keith just says, I'm a newbie with a single needle machine. Well, yes, you can do this with a single needle machine. What size of hoop do you have for your machine? Because one of them will be a 4x4 friendly and one will be 5x7 friendly. Thank you, Renee. I sure will. Thanks, Stacy. Thanks, Kevin. Thank you, Kristen. All right, we are in the month of October. Sharon, I will. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It states 4 Central Time. Well, I can be home by 4. Let's see. What is this process called? So, Ellen, are you talking about this or are you talking about these mug rugs? Let me know. And then let me check. Let me check. Because we might have changed it. Let's see. So this say, you're right, it says 4 p.m. So we're going to do it at 4 p.m. Central, which is perfectly fine. We were waiting to do it later because I'm going to a luncheon and a college football game at the next town over that day, but we are not going to stay past halftime. So I will easily be home by 4. Okay, so let me see. Let me see if I got an answer there. Hey, Elba. Okay, Arlene, thank you. It says 5 Eastern. Okay, I was off by an hour. So it's 4 Central, 5 Eastern. The shirt, what is this process? Okay, so Ellen, the process is you use hot fix rhinestones and you have a template. And you might want to go back and just watch the replay, or I have a ton of videos on my channel about rhinestones. So I make my own digital templates, and then I cut them out with a Cricut or a Leonardo. I have a Caesar, Romeo, Silhouette, other machines, cutting machines that can cut far. So I cut out the template in layers, and then I brush what's called hot fix rhinestones in. Once you get them brushed in, you have some transfer tape that you lay down on it. You pick up those stones, you move it to your shirt, and then you press it in the heat press. And it's fun. It's stressful at first, but it's fun, and you get beautiful, beautiful things from it. So the shirt I have on is hot fix rhinestones, and then the shirt I made tonight is hot fix rhinestones. So if you're interested, go back a little bit and you'll see that whole process. Okay, so quilt niche, I make the template in Silhouette Studio Business Edition. And so Silhouette Studio is a design software. There's 2 levels, the Business Edition and the one right below that have the rhinestone design feature. But only the Business Edition will let you save your designs as SVGs. An SVG file is a cut file. And since I don't cut with my Silhouette machine, and plus since I want to sell the designs to other people, I have to be able to save them as an SVG. So Silhouette Studio Business Edition is what I use, but there are others out there. So, and it's a whole learning process. I do have some videos on my channel of how to design, not tons. They're quite old. Patrice has some. Dems, I don't know if you have any design videos. I think Jolanda probably does. Eve probably does. But I know that I do. So if you want to check those out, those are on there. SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphic. Thank you. Now the one thing is, when you get a template, so let's say you purchase a template, stones have a very, very specific size. So I am using SS10s. Eve also sells, Patrice loves SS6s. They're different size stones. And so when you buy a design, the designer should be telling you what size of stones they used. You need to use that size, and you can't just stretch your template to make it larger or smaller, because then the holes are the wrong size. So for example, when you take a design into Cricut, oftentimes you take it into Cricut software and Cricut changed the overall design. So in my description in Etsy, I always say the grouped design is this size. So when you get into Cricut or whatever software you're using, you make sure to adjust it back to that size. Then you can start ungrouping it. And then also, Patrice and Eve both have done classes on rhinestone templates. I think Eve does more like how to use templates, how to fill in the stones, how to price, things like that. And Patrice's class is usually more design oriented. So, and if you have any other questions about it, please ask. If you want to put it under the video, that's okay too. I try to answer every single comment. Oh, thanks, Dems. Thank you, Quilt Wench. Okay, I'm going to go get the cake. If you are behind in your screenings, this is October. It's an awareness month. Please, if you're behind, take the time to go get those up to date. Let's see. So when buying rhinestone designs, make sure, one, it gives the rhinestone size used. Yes, gives the size of the cut design. Yes, thank you. You just had yours last month, Keisha. Excellent. And I hope it came back. I hope it came back with good news. Or if you have to have further testing or something, prayers for the best. All right, I'm out here. I will see you guys later. I'm gonna have to walk over there to end the live because I don't have it in StreamYard here. So I will see you. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night in Patrice's live or Saturday in the Zoom. All right, thanks. Happy crafting. Bye, everyone.